Hello, friends. This is Jimmy. Good morning. This is Jimmy from Can Have an Immigration Canada. Today, I'm live again. If you guys have your questions about Canadian immigration, and I'm here to answer. As you guys all know, Can Have an Immigration is in the business of immigration since 2013, and our director, uh, and she's in the good standing with ICCRC, and we're helping clients within Canada, also from across the globe, to bring their loved ones, or if there are businesses, we're helping them to recruit the temporary foreign workers from around the globe. So, whatever your needs are relating to immigration, we can help you all your cases and files. And from right now, you can type your questions in the chat session on the right, and I will try to explain those answers one by one. And from here, again, as I put my last video online uh, about the new updates. Mostly, I update every week, and if there are some important things comes up, I'll try to put more videos about that as soon as they come up. If it's really important like that. So first message we got it from Noruddin Muhammad, and he want to ask me question about Manitoba. Yes, sir. If you can put your message in, then I will try to answer. Please write what you want to ask about Manitoba. Uh, uh, Next question: is it possible to get work permit for agri field for metric pass one? Yes, sir. You can get. As I think we also discussed that question in the last session. You asked the same question. So yes, it is possible for you to get work permit in the agri field, but there is no guarantee because for the PR. Because for the PR, if you go through any of the PNP, you need at least 12th grade or more in your education. With the 10th grade, no. Work permit is possible, but PR is not possible. And one more thing about that, with the 10th grade, if you're coming into agriculture work permit, make sure you get some kind of supervisor work permit. If you're just a worker, then there is no way to get permanent residence in Canada with that. Next question is without express entry profile, we are able to apply for PNP. Yes, some like SINP, the Saskatchewan Immigrant Nominee Program, yes, they do take your file without express entry. But express entry is better, like then you have more chances to get picked up if sometime the let's say you are in the trade field and those score really get low, they do those draw twice or three times a year, and if you're in that field, that will be really beneficial for you. So you can do apply for PNP without express entry, but express entry is good for you if you want to broaden your chances to get picked up even with the federal or with the provincial nomination. um, as I mentioned with the other candidate who want to ask about the question about Manitoba, you can write your question about Manitoba, because if I try to explain it all starting, it'll be like 2 3 hour discussion over here. So it'll be better if you guys can just put your questions, direct questions, then it'll be easier for me also to explain. Otherwise, Manitoba also have that skilled worker within Manitoba International Skilled Worker Program, and the people or the candidate who come to Manitoba on study permit, they can also get provincial nomination. And Manitoba also have Brandon and Morden. These are two uh, communities. They also participate in the rural and northern immigration pilot program. That is really easy. Again, if you have a job offer from there, then you can simply apply for that, because it started just recently in 8 communities across Canada. They are eligible to participate in rural and northern immigration pilot program. If there is any more questions, you can put it on. So I will try to answer. As I was explaining before, like our company is. Um, let's take the next question. For, I'm a civil engineer and have work experience more than 6 years. But recently, I took IELTS, get overall score of six. Sir, with the six band, uh, you won't be able to get first of all in the queue for express entry because I believe if you have overall six, you would have some of your score less than 5.5 or 5 maybe in that category because only then you get six overall. So and when you are in civil engineer and if you want to go for um, SINP or other nomination, you first need a certification from the province that you're eligible to do your profession here in Canada. Only then you will be get picked up by any of the PNP. That's the only issue in your case. Your qualification experience is really good, but you need a certification. That process sometime take 8 to 9 months or sometime even more. So just go through the province which you want to apply, read those instructions, send your documents, and they can give you the nomination and give you the certification also that you are eligible to do your profession here in Canada. Uh, thank you for this client. He's watching from Jamaica. I'll take your question. Is there really a high demand for truckers in Canada? And if so, which is the best province? Sir, for the truckers, yes, we need truckers here in Canada. They are in great demand. Province wise, if you are a class one driver license, there is no problem in any province. Alberta, uh, British Columbia, Ontario, Quebec, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, they all need truckers. And Manitoba and the Ontario is the only province at this moment where you will get your license really easy. But again, you have to find if you want to come on a work permit, you have to have an employer who's ready to hire you, and from there, or you come to Canada on a visitor visa, and then you can convert your visitor visa to the work visa, and you can directly meet with the employers and tell them about your experience, how long you've been driving, and what are your credentials are. It'll be really easy. Yes, truckers are in great demand, and the salary, of course, is really good. Next question is 1 year no. When's my okay coming from me, but I'm still waiting for interview. They didn't call me still, but I didn't know why. If you know about Manitoba immigration. Uh, Nuruddin Mohammed, I think if you can call me after this session, I already put my WhatsApp number at the top. And if you can call me after this session, we can discuss your case. I'm really not getting your question right now. And we can also talk in, if you want to speak in Hindi or Urdu, I'm comfortable with that, or even Punjabi, I'll be able to answer you. But call me after this live session, then I will try to help you whatever I know about Manitoba. Okay. Uh, about the same question we talk about that IELTS and civil engineering case, I think. Yes. That's why I thought if is there any way to apply directly in PNP, but not sure. Thanks. Sir, again, it'll be really hard for you to apply because you are in the engineering field, and engineering field, any province will pick you up when you have the certification from that province that you are eligible to do your profession in that province. Otherwise, it will be really hard unless you have a really high score in IELTS. But in your case, you have around six. So I believe it'll be really hard. You go for any of the province, get your certification done first, then it will be really easy for you to go to any province. So I suggest you go right now to Saskatchewan, print out their forms and send them all your credentials. If you have done your credential evaluation, send them those, your education certificate, and then they will respond you what else they need. If they don't need anything else, they will evaluate your degree, your work experience. They will call your employers to check did you really work with them, and from there they will issue your certification. It's a time consuming process, but that's the only way for you, unless or otherwise you can get a work permit here in Canada. That is really hard in civil engineering field. Next question: can I apply to study in college in Canada even though I already have BSc in my country? Because I am about 40, 40 year of age is not on my side, so I want to know the best province to study. Uh, for the study, if you want to come to Canada for study, you can opt any of the Atlantic province or in Ontario or BC. They are the good province for study. As you said, you have Bachelor of Science in your country. So I suggest you pick up the course that is related to your previous field of study or whatever you are working in right now. Age, yes, it's a kind of both ways, but it doesn't matter. We have done cases around 45, 46, where one of the spouse came to Canada on a study permit and the other spouse get a work permit, open work permit. So it doesn't matter as long as your case is presented correctly. You need to tell the visa officer why you want to study at this age and what will be your further career goals when you come to Canada. Do not lie in your file when you're submitting it to the consulate. So write your honest answer when you put your expression or your interest letter with your file, that why you want to come to Canada and what are your further career goals are in. About age doesn't matter as long as you fulfill all other conditions. You know you have to go through IELTS academics with minimum of 6 bands because you have already bachelor's degree and there is a gap. So I suggest you can choose any college or a university. It will be better for you in British Columbia, Ontario, or any of those Atlantic province. Even in Alberta, it's really good after you do your study and get the provincial nomination, because I believe so. You want to come in Canada and get your PR, so that will be the best way for you to get a PR. And uh, these provinces are really helpful. Even in Manitoba, if you find a good course in Manitoba related to your study, go for that. Manitoba doesn't need any of the point system when you are a student, international student, and have done your study in the province of Manitoba. All right, sir. Mr. Nuruddin, yes, I will wait for your call after this session. And okay, okay. The next question is, I'm working as a chef, and I already took a culinary training in UK, so I want to get the training in order to increase my chances. IELTS has been 7.5. Yes, you can come into that field also because you have other training from UK. Yes, that will be best course of action because you are working as a chef and you have a diploma in that. So again, that's what I was telling you. When you make your profile and make your file to submit for the consulate, you have to see what you have done before and what field you're going to do. Let's say you write your application for the study field that you want to get more detailed, in-depth study in the chef or in the culinary arts field, and you want to study more. And after that, you want to open. Let's say you want to open your own restaurant or these kind of. So there should be a correlation with that. Like you can say After your graduation, you have working in this field, and then you have done this diploma, and now you want to pursue further and want to come to Canada. Yes, the case is doable, no problem with that. Your IELTS score is really good. So I suggest you just select university or a college wherever you want to go. It's you who has to decide which province you want. In your thing, I think Ontario and BC are the best option for you in the culinary arts. So go ahead for that. If you need help from our agency, we can also help you with the study permit. Yeah, that's all up to you. Okay, next question is what about the bachelor's degree? 10 plus 2 completed in 2010 and I want to go for study in Canada. Sir, the requirements for study in Canada, you can come for a bachelor's degree. That's a 4 year course, and the roughly average 1 year fees it is around 15 to $20,000. That's and for that you also need a IELTS score that should be in academic field, and it should be at least 6.5 because you want to go for bachelors, and for bachelors the score requirement is always high. Some courses, some colleges do take candidates with a lower score, but again, those colleges are sometimes they do not qualify for the work permit category after your study. So it's better when you do your application, check everything in detail before you apply for any course and pay your fees. But IELTS score is must in academic and minimum 6.5 in each. So your next question is Bachelor of Sciences in Computer Engineering, but my culinary training is in UK for 1 month certificate. So in your case, then you have to show all your experience, what you, how long you've been working as a chef, and you need a proper documentation from your employer. Or if it's your own business, you need all the documentation, right? You are filing a tax, and if you have a business, where it is located, if it's registered with any of the province or if any of your state in your country, all those paperwork. If you're filing a tax, those tax documentation you need. But it doesn't matter you have a 1 month course, but as long as if your experience is that much, so you will be good to apply for the next thing in your life. There is never, I never seen anything like that it's been denied because of that. But when you have experience in that, and you did have 1 month certificate course from there, and that's why I'm saying, because you have 1 month certificate course, now you want to pursue your career in that. For that you need a more education, so that'll be a good reason for you to apply for study permit at this age. There won't be any issue with your visa permit being approved. So if there is any other question, I'll be waiting for another couple of minutes. If you guys have any more questions, you can write it. Otherwise, we'll end this session and we'll try to uh, come back with the live session next week. So, so in your case, you must consider if you want to do a diploma in culinary arts, then you must show all your experience in that business, that you are a chef and you are running your own restaurant or you are working for somebody. Must put concentration on your culinary business and show that diploma you have done from UK, and that'll be really helpful for you. Engineering field, you have to show what you are working on, but do not put more concentration on engineering. If you're doing a job over there, let's say you work 30, 40 hours as an engineer and another 20 to 30 hours as a chef. So you have to show everything to immigration that what you're doing. Do not lie on any of those, but put more concentration on your chef as a chef. So that will really helpful for you. So I think there are no more questions on this. So we'll end this session. I'll try to come back next week sometime, maybe on Wednesday, I hope, if I do not get distracted with any other work in the office. So we got another question. Do university give recommendation for spouse on behalf of student which facilitate open work permit visa? Yes, if you are coming on your study permit and you want to bring your spouse with you, yes, your spouse will get an open work permit. You do not need anything from university. In that case, you just simply need to apply. We will need a copy of your study permit, and with that, your spouse can easily apply for work permit, and they have an open work permit. They come here, they can work for any employer in any field they wanted. So I want to thank you all of you guys who joined me in this live session, and I'll try to come up with another live session next week. So I think there is another question. Can my stepdaughter go with me yeah, because my husband and children are planning to relocate too, but I cannot leave my stepdaughter. Yes, as long as you have all the paperwork for, like, we need a birth certificate for a child, and if you're married earlier, we need those paperwork from you, and if you are divorced, we need that paperwork also. So anything is possible, no problem, as long as your stepdaughter is under 21 or 22-year old, they can accompany you. Yes, we our company Can Have an Immigration is in business since 2013, and we do all kind of immigration paperwork, whether it related to study visa or any kind of permanent residence, citizenship, refugee, or any claims other like citizenship or anything. We are a full size company, and we can help you with any issue, uh, with any of your file with the CAC. And I have wrote my phone number and email ID on top of this chat. So if you need any help, you can send us a detailed email. From there, we can go with you with your case, and we'll try to help you on each step. If your daughter is about 22, they cannot accompany you. They have to go on their own. They are not considered as dependent, so they have to file on their own. Then we have to see what they are doing, what their qualification, experience, what their alt score is. So yeah, we can do that. But your daughter cannot accompany you as a dependent. They have to come on their own independent category. They can also come on study visa. If they are eligible for permanent residence, we can see their case, and do they can come on their own immigration field. Next question is, how much time West take? Sir, because of normally they take 20 days after your file has been received completely, like you have sent all your document from your university or a college, whatever they required, they have given you a checklist when you register with them. They take 20 days before. But right now, there are a lot of misrepresentation coming from India. Lot of fake degrees and certificates are coming from India. So now they have started doing dual step processing for Indian application. I have seen some of those applications taking 6 months or even more. Some are still coming in 20 days, 30 days, 40 days, but majority of applications are taking long, at least minimum 6 months. So it depends upon which university you did your qualification from, how long ago you have sent it for. So that might take some time, because we have seen a lot of fake degrees and certificate coming from India. Next question. Our score is coming 430. We want to shift to Canada where IT jobs are in good numbers. IT is always in Ontario. You want that. 430 is a really good score. Uh, but again, you need to have all your documentation ready if you want to get express entry ITA, or even if you want to get picked up by the Ontario province, you have to have everything ready. They have picked up candidates with 350, 352 score in express entry, but majority of those cases were with the French, not only English, but with the French also. So I wish you good luck. But again, you never know, score might come down, but we haven't seen. This year was a pretty bad for score. It was always 450 plus. Last yesterday's score was 472 in express entry. So it's because of all the PNPs, but try for PNP. Again, SINP is also a good option for you. If you want to apply for that, that will be really quick for you. Okay, so the next question is, after my spouse has started taking course, when can I apply under the open work permit? You can apply the same day your spouse apply for the study permit. There is a no condition that you have to wait for 2 months, 3 months, or they have to start their study. You can you can apply for your open work permit at the same time your spouse apply for their study permit. So there is no condition. That do not get like, I know in India a lot of consultants, they are telling you you have to wait for 6 months or a year, or when your spouse will be there when they will start. But there is no condition. That we have get our cases done right at the same time. Both the candidate for the study visa and their spouse come at the same time and start studying, as well as the spouse start their work at the same time. There is no condition. That it all depends upon how you guys want to come. I have seen some spouse, oh, I want to go first, then I want to bring my spouse on open work permit later. I want to find house or uh, something like that for my family, so that they don't have to uh, get distracted here and there with me. So that is all up to you guys, when you want to come or you want to wait. But there is no condition by the government like you have to wait for your spouse to start study. Sir, our office is in the Calgary. We are in the province of Alberta. So if you want to come to our office, we can meet you over there. But if you are out of the country, online is the best option. We can chat on WhatsApp or other uh, option like on Skype and some other media. So we can talk about your requirements, what you need, what we need from you if you want to go with our consultancy. The next question is rural immigration a good option? Aren't the cities at those places too remote? And do those all the rural and northern immigration pilot program, you won't find anything for IT. That's for sure. And if you want to work in IT field, do not go there. That's another option for you to get immigration. But again, those rural communities won't even pick you up. I can tell you right away, they won't pick you up because most of the rural communities need a technical know-how. Let's say you are a carpenter, you are a plumber, you have done ITI diploma or polytechnic diploma for 3 years, you're an electrician, and you are a supervisor for a restaurant and all those stuff. These are the things immigration in the rural area need. But if you are coming with a high skill, they won't even pick you up. They don't even pay any attention to your file. So again, I think this is there are no more questions for me right now. So I'll take a leave now and we'll talk next week. I would like to thank all of you guys, and if you want to send us any email, the email is up on the first message in this chat, and you can also send me message on WhatsApp. So I'll try to answer all of your questions, and from there we can go. I'll be back live next week. We'll see you all that time. Thank you very much.